There are many features of how neuromodulators work. We only need to focus on two of those features, and those are fast-acting features and longer, slower features, or what we call baseline features. What am I talking about when I say faster or baseline? Well, consider that at any given moment, whether or not you're asleep or awake, whether or not it's morning or afternoon or night, you have some amount of dopamine being released in your brain and body, some amount of serotonin, some amount of epinephrine, and some amount of acetylcholine. It is rarely, if ever, the case that you have zero dopamine or zero serotonin. So often we hear about someone being dopamine depleted, or these days you hear a lot about that anyways. Or you'll hear that people's serotonin is bottomed out. In reality, none of these neuromodulators ever disappear completely, but they tend to be present at different levels or different relative levels. Another important thing to point out is that they don't work alone. In fact, as you'll soon learn, dopamine and epinephrine are close cousins that collaborate in terms of creating states of focus and motivation, for instance, or in creating states of energy and the pursuit of particular goals. When I say they're close cousins, what I mean is that they tend to impact some of the same neural circuits. And believe it or not, dopamine and epinephrine are chemically related too. I'll just tell you right now that epinephrine is actually derived from dopamine. Chemically, epinephrine, that is adrenaline, is made from the molecule dopamine. Now, dopamine and serotonin can also work together to impact certain circuits in the brain, but in large part, they operate on separate circuits. And acetylcholine, which you'll soon learn is involved in states of focus and can actually open up. It can literally create states in the mind in which your brain is more plastic and able to change and learn more quickly. Well, acetylcholine can do that on its own, but rarely does it do it on its own. More typically, it gets assistance from some of the other neuromodulators. Now, that might seem like it complicates the picture, but it actually makes the picture far simpler, because what we can say for sure is that the fast actions of dopamine or the fast actions of epinephrine, serotonin, or acetylcholine are actions that occur on the order of seconds or minutes or up to about an hour or so. Whereas the slower actions of those neuromodulators tend to occur on the order of hours, days, or even weeks.